What's up, Marvel fans? This is Dan96, and I'm bringing you a Guardians of the Galaxy spoiler review. I went to watch it yesterday, and it was amazing. It did good, and I thought it was the best Marvel film ever so far, and it was really, really funny. It was like more better than the other Marvel films. I mean, I tell you now, they did good on all this. You know, it's all outer space and all that action, and really good, I'll say. Now, as you always know, how I do these videos. I choose the best bits. You know what I like. But I'll just give you the start of how the film starts. It starts on Earth, 1988. Peter Quill's young, and he's in the hospital visiting his mom because I think she had cancer. Because she didn't have no hair, so that's what she had. And it looked like it was Peter Quill's birthday because the mother gave him a present. I'll get to that later. And well, what it was, on that day the mother died, and when Quill got upset and he went outside, and the next thing was, the ship he has came for him, and a beam like bringed him up, and that's how the film started. Before the Marvel Studio logo came on. It was good that they did that. Now let's get to the bits I love. After the first bit, it was funny because you see Quill years later, 26 years later, all grown up. He's got that headphone stuff with the Samsung thing, the old thing, and he's starting dancing to a song, and all these alien rats, he kicks them and grabs one, uses as a microphone. So funny. It's funny when he meets the what's his name? He's the one who goes like who when Peter Quill tells his name, and because he drops the orb, he goes like, oh, cool man, no problem at all. So funny. I mean, but then after that, after the fight scene he has with him. So funny. He has an alien in on his ship, an alien female, and it was like, I forgot you were there. A couple of scenes later, it's when they introduce Groot and Rocket, and it's so funny how they meet, how they first induced. They're just using the thing to track people, and Stanley, they track him, and he's like a ladies' man. And the thing is, he gets a message where Yondu, the one we all know, the blue one, and he puts a bounty for Quill because Quill's got the orb and he's not happy. He he didn't go back to Yondu because that's where he's from. Quill, he's with Yondu, and he put a price up, and they were happy about that. So there's a fight. There's the first fight one when they all got with all the four Guardians except for Drax because he's in prison. Now the prison scene was interesting. After they got Drax on their side, they were figured out a strategy how to get out, and the strategy works. Groot did a good fight in that, and later on what we got a scene with Ronan at Thanos. I'll tell you now that this person, Josh, we will never call him again, he did good to play as Thanos. Best voice acting, and his movement was good. I liked the look, and if you remember the one who was working with Thanos, he's dead now because woman killed him. Yeah, woman used his hammer thing, and somehow the other's head twisted, so he's gone. And when later on, anyway, back to the Guardians, they end on the giant head where the collector is, and we find out, and we get a first glimpse of the gem, what's inside the orb. It's a purplish gem one, and it shows us the other glimpse of the gems, but I'll get to them later. I'll get back to that what happened later. But anyway, when they were talking about it, the servant said, I had enough. She touched the gem and she got the story, because if anyone touched that gem, they could be killed. And then later after that one, Drax was calling woman when they were in chat with Collector, and that fight scene went down bad. They all got captured. Quill and Gamora got captured by Yondu, and the other three had to think of strategy. After that, when they all got back together, they were all talking about how we're going to save the universe and all that. Then now I'll tell you now, the fight scene for it was good. How they did their final battle, it was good because they went into Woman's ship and they did a good strategy there. But I'll tell you now, the bloke I told you earlier who said who when Peter Quill said his name's Star-Lord, he got killed. Drax ripped the part of the cyborg brain bit. He got killed. Groot, I'll tell you, he killed 5 guys with one arm. Excuse me, that was a chair. And what it was, it was so funny. He started doing this when he got 5 guys on his arm, and then turns around and smiles. Now, Gamora had a fight with her sister, the Nebula, and thing is now Nebula has escaped. What it was, in the part of the hole in the ship, Nebula falls and she grabs onto the thingy because her arm's metal. It was this one, and she chops it off, and she escapes. So she survived. And the thing is, we had a sacrifice from one of the Guardians when the ship was crashing. Groot got all the branches and turned it into a ball, and Rocky was going, "You can't do that. You'll die." And the thing was, in the film, Groot spoke 13 times. And then when you know how he always says, when he's 13th one, he goes like, "We are Groot." And then, after that, Wallman was about to kill him all, and then Quill was doing some dancing from a film or a song, and I was like, "What are you doing, Quill?" And then it turns out he was doing it for a distraction. And then Quill managed to pick up the gem, but he was nearly going to get killed. But all the others, Gamora, Drax, and Rocket, all touched him, and he didn't get blew up. And Ronan, he said the Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember how he said it. Before he said the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he goes like, "That's impossible, but you're immortal." And he goes like, and Quill goes like, "It's what you said, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy." And then they kill Ronan, and then they all get rewarded by having all the criminal records been gone, and they had new uniforms. Except for Peter Quill, he still got his red, but the others all ended up with blue. Well, but not Groot because they wouldn't do that. But Gamora said to Drax that I hope your family will be in peace now, and then Drax just goes like, "Woman was a puppet. Thanos is the real one I want." And I was really interested to go like, It's good at the end, did it? Like Groot and managed to growing back a bit. And that's very happy to hear. So he doesn't die, don't worry. And then the first mid-credit scene before it's a start credit thing. First you had it said the Guardians of the Galaxy will return, so we know they're making a sequel. That one's out on the 28th of July 2017. The thing is, Drax is, finger with a knife when trying to make his sharp. Excuse me. And Groot's doing like this in the background when he's in the pot, and then every time, and when Drax turns around, he goes like, I know, that was so funny. We had 2 cameos from the film. There was one earlier when the Collector. There was the Cosmic Dog. He was there, and then later on when he goes back to that scene when the whole place is destroyed, because I'll tell you in a sec about that. The Collector's having a drink of like a martini, and the dog licks him. He takes a sip, and you can hear a voice goes like, "Why'd you let him lick you like that for?" And in one of the broken cagey things, it's Howard the Duck. He goes like, "Gross," and then he goes, "Oh, that goes for your throat," something like that. He says something with the throat. Oh, it was so funny. That was so how the film all went. Now, I want to talk about the Fury gems a bit of my Fury. You know, my Fury. Can't say what. Now, this gem was a purple gem, I told you. And this one was a very confused one because we've got a purple one already. That's in the Tesseract. Because we know that one's the space one. Very confusing, really. Because they said, I've heard that this one, the orb, was the power gem. And I'm going like, that ain't right. But because all the gems we know so far, because this is what the ones we know so far. The Tesseract, that's one. The Tesseract is the space gem, or space stone, really. We know the Loki staff. Loki staff, we've had that one already. That's the mind gem. We know where that is at. What controls people's minds. The Ethan, so far, that's the power gem, because that I've seen it because it gives you strength and all that. Now the fourth one, for the orb, doesn't make any sense now because it's the color. Because one, the color it's purple, but we know the purple one's the space gem, and two, it said it's the power gem, but the power gem's red, so it's really confusing, really. And also, we got a glimpse of what the gems look like, really. The gems, they don't, well, all stones, they don't look like circles, like in the comic books. They look like they just come out from a piece, they look like a piece of a wok. That's what they just look like. They don't look round, they just look like they got, you know, edges, you know, pointy, sharp edges, like that kind of stuff. And it was really weird about the orb one. Because the orb, it's really confusing me now. It's really confusing me. But the only thing is now, we need to know what artifacts for the other two. Because because as I said, Tesseract is the space gem. The Loki staff, mind gem. The Ethan, the power gem, as I know. And the orb, detecting that Infinity Stone, that one was very real. So the other two, we don't know what artifacts they'll be hiding yet. Because we got Soul and Reality left. We don't need to know where the Time one will come into it. The Time one, I don't know where that is. But I hope we get reveals about it. But the Infinity Gauntlet, where's that going to come into it again? Because one thing is, Thanos doesn't know it's in Asgard, I think. The one I want to know, does Loki tell Thanos that it's in Asgard? Or, well, actually, that's got to be the answer, because Loki's got the whole Asgard in his hands, so he would contact Thanos and tell him where the Fury Goblet is. He'll tell him he's in Asgard, and he'll come pick it up. So, one thing is, that's my theories about it. And also, if you got your ideas and your own Infinity theories about the gems and all that, leave a comment below on this video. Leave a comment below for that one. And I like to know a bit about Howard the Duck, because I've heard about him, but I don't know about his origins. So if any one of you know his origins, leave a comment below about his origins and whose side is he on. Is he good, bad, or both? I don't really know I don't really know much about him, his past and his and whose side he's on. And that's ends of my video. So I hope you enjoyed this one. This was the last one from this year. Now next one is the Avengers Age of Ultron. That will really end the whole phase 2, and then it'll it'll start off with Ant-Man at the Avengers. So I can't wait to see that. And also, do you think from this, the Howard the Duck, do you think they're gonna make his own film in this phase 2? Because that'd be hilarious if that happens. It'll be so funny. So anyway, as I said, leave a comment below of your theories about the Fury Stones and the Goblin, and also leave a comment about Howard the Duck, his origins and whose side is he on. And I hope I see you again soon. Peace.